I finished Liverpool 3, Brighton 3, and I'm going to take you through my player ratings after what was another abject display from Jurgen Klopp's Reds. I'm going to take you through, give you my judgment on each and every one of the lads, including the substitutes. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section. As always, do drop a like on the video and please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Look, let's start with Alisson Becker, as you can see on screen there now. And for me, it was a mixed bag from Ali. Some heroics at the start of the game to keep us just the one goal down at one point, but I do feel he maybe could have done better with the second goal, and I definitely feel he could have done better with the third goal. But it isn't really Alisson's fault here. The fault lies ahead of him. So with that in mind, I'm going to give Alisson a 5 today. I think it's a fair score because I can't lie and say I thought he was perfect. He wasn't. I do think he could have maybe kept one or two out, but I still don't really feel that it's his responsibility. Moving on to Trent Alexander-Arnold, the man who a lot of people have loved to scapegoat recently, and yes, some of the goals came down his side again today, but I really think that the blame needs to be laid at Jurgen Klopp's feet for this one. I honestly do. Trent's performance hasn't been great, wasn't good enough again today. Going to give Trent a 4, and I think I'm being quite generous with that one. Joel Matip. Some good and some bad from Joel today. He wasn't as bad as the man alongside him, Virgil van Dijk, who I thought was just a shambles, particularly for the last goal. So Matip, I'm going to give a 5 today for his performance. I like having him at the heart of our defence. I like his burst forward, but he is again part of a defence that is conceding too many goals. You cannot concede 3 goals at home in the Premier League and think that you're going to win games. It's just not good enough. This gentleman, Virgil van Dijk, £75 million worth of a defender, somebody who has been a leader for us throughout our reign with Jurgen Klopp, but right now he isn't leading very much. Today, once again, there was an opportunity to just put a leg at it, just block it, clear your lines, and he misses the ball completely. It goes through to the back post. Trossard scores, it's 3-3, and we've undone all of our hard work. And I don't know if Virgil's trying to be cool on the pitch at times or whatever, but sometimes you need to get dirty. Sometimes you need to throw yourself at the ball. Sometimes you need to do the ugly stuff. And I feel like lately, Virgil van Dijk hasn't been doing that. So for me today, Virgil van Dijk, you get a 3, my friend. A 3. Not good enough. Kostas Tsimikas. Difficult one to gauge today for Kostas because some good stuff going forward. He wasn't supported enough, in my opinion, on certain times. But ultimately, I'm confused as to why he was replaced to bring on James Milner. I don't get that. I'll never understand that. I don't think Kostas had a bad enough game to deserve being replaced by James Milner, but Klopp seems to have a bit of a hard-on for playing Milner, so we are where we are. Kostas to me today gets a 5. I'm expecting Robert to come back in when he's fit because he's one of Klopp's trusted lieutenants, even though they're all letting us down. We move on to the next one, Fabinho. Look, I can't sit here in good conscience and praise our defensive midfielder when we have once again conceded 3 goals. I don't think he played particularly bad, but our midfield just hasn't been up to it lately. And again, he's been a part of that midfield. So for him, another 5 today for Fabinho. I'm trying to go through these as quickly as we can because we've got 16 players to go through on this match reaction or player ratings video. This gentleman here is finished. This gentleman here shouldn't be starting again this season for Liverpool Football Club. If you want to play him in the James Milner role and bring him on for the last 10 minutes, have at it, Kloppo. But Jordan Henderson wasn't fit to start, didn't deserve to start, and cost us the first goal. Don't believe me? Go back and watch it. Ball drops out of the sky. Jordan Henderson has 3 options. Clear it, head it, or put your foot through it. He lets it bounce and doesn't clear it after that, and Brighton score. His fault. That was the capitulation at the beginning. We go behind again early doors, and our captain, the man who I remind you is brought into midfield to try and provide cover to Trent on that right hand side and to be the bit of defensive solidity we need, is an absolute imposter right now. Jordan Henderson 2, and that's only because I like you. Thiago Alcantara, thought put in a decent shift. Yes, I am a bit of a Thiago fan, a massive Thiago fan, but I thought he put himself about today, particularly in the first half. He had to put himself in harm's way on a few occasions because he was left short with passes and he was putting himself between man and ball, taking one for the team and winning some free kicks. I thought he was good today, Thiago. I'm going to give him a 6, probably one of the better performances in the Liverpool shirt for me. Mohamed Salah. big dilemma here about Mo, because I won't sit here in good conscience and say he's not working hard. He is working hard. He's working very hard. He's covering, he's tracking back, he's making himself available. But that little spark, that je ne sais quoi, that fear that he once struck into the heart of defenders isn't there anymore. One of two things happens when Mo picks up the ball. He either runs at the defender and it goes off their legs and we win a corner, or he runs wide and the chance breaks down. But what he is not doing is scoring, and that's what he's done. That's what he's been putting the team for. That's what he's on the big books for. So for me, I'm going to be fair. I'm going to give him a 5. I don't think he was the worst out there, but he needs to start being prolific, and he needs it to happen soon. Fabio Carvalho, the most unlucky of the Liverpool players for me today. The fact that Jordan Henderson remained on for the second half, or the start of the second half, well, this young man, who I thought had a decent first 45, was pulled. I don't understand. No problems with Diaz coming on. Always happy to see Diaz coming on. But I don't know what message it sends to the players like Carvalho, like Elliott, and those younger lads who are coming through, that no matter how well they play, Klopp's going to play favourites and keep playing Jordan Henderson. Unacceptable, not good enough for Kloppo. And I'm going to give him a 5 today as well, because I didn't think he was that bad. Bobby Firmino got himself 2 good goals today. You always get the moments with Bobby where you're frustrated that he doesn't find the 5-yard pass, or his touch is a little bit heavy. But ultimately, in those clinical moments in the penalty area today, that man stood up and scored 2 goals. No complaints from me for that one. Thank you, Bobby. 7 for you, sir, for that. Lucho Diaz, as we like to call him. Again, I can understand the thought process of not starting him. I get it. He was away. He was playing with in Mexico for Colombia and had a long flight back. I get the medical staff saying to Klopp, don't start him. And I think coming on at half-time was fine. I've got of all the things I have issue with today, him only coming on for the second half, I do understand because of the fatigue. That being said, when he came on, I thought he played well. Good pick out for Bobby as well for the goal. So for him, I'm also going to give him a 6 today for Diaz. There will be many brighter days ahead for this man, because he's a proper footballer. James Milner, Jimmy Milner, James Milner, Old Man Milner, whatever you want to call him. Don't be calling him up to start games. Don't be bringing him on, because, again, I'm sure he's great to have around the dressing room. His footballing career speaks for itself. The respect that he commands, of course, speaks for itself. But he shouldn't be playing in Liverpool Football Club team anymore. He's past it. He doesn't add anything to what we have. Yes, Klopp trusts him, and yes, he's great to have around, but he's not putting in the performances on the pitch that are going to change anything. So I don't understand Jurgen Klopp's insistence to keep giving him run-outs, particularly today at left-back. I don't understand that decision. So for me, 4 for James Milner today. I just don't want him on the pitch anymore. I can't hide it. I just don't. Harvey Elliott, probably the most unlucky player not to start the game today. I mean, Jordan Henderson, as we said, wasn't fit, hadn't had the minutes in his legs, and was away on international duty, while Harvey Elliott was around, and Harvey Elliott could have been spoken through by Jurgen Klopp, exactly what he wanted him to do. He was fresh, he'd been one of our best players so far this season, and again, how does a manager reward that? By dumping him to the bench. So I feel Harvey Elliott was really unlucky. 5 for him from his performance when he came on. Diogo Jota, again, an understandable decision not to start him. He came off as a substitute for Portugal. I think asked to be substituted because he may have felt something. Always best to err on the side of caution with that. And no problem with that substitution, by the way. Firmino off, Jota on. Absolutely straightforward thinking. No problems with it. Diogo Jota didn't do much when he came on, but look, I do like seeing him on the pitch, so 5 for Diogo Jota. Darwin. Now, this is the one that I think will wind us all up the most. Jurgen Klopp didn't start Darwin, even though he played in Europe. But then the part for me that really wound me up was, we concede in the 85th minute. So you think, right, Darwin's on in the 85th minute and 1 second. But no, Jurgen Klopp waits and waits and waits until the clock hits the 89 minutes and then says, come on, Darwin, lad, time to come off the bench there and do something in injury time. You had every available opportunity to get that lad on the pitch as soon as we conceded, and you didn't do it. And again, what message is that sending? What does this dude have to do to get a chance to get some rhythm together in this Liverpool team? Start playing the lad. We'll find out if he's good enough or not, but why not play him when others around him are not doing their jobs either? What have we got to lose by giving somebody who has a future at the football club the opportunity to go and get a rhythm and start scoring some goals? I don't understand it. I'm going going to say it again. This result is squarely on the shoulders of Jurgen Klopp. Hard to rate Diaz. Let's be fun. Let's give him an 8. Just why not? Because at least he's there. But for me, ultimately, this result lays on the shoulders of Jurgen Klopp. He needs to stop trusting these people that are letting him down over and over again, and he needs to start picking people with actual futures at the football club. And that man right there, Darwin Nunez, should be one of those. I'm sorry I'm angry today, but I'm sick of seeing the same stuff over and over again and being talked to like idiots as we are by our manager and other people that tell us that these are the solutions, these are the right decisions. They are absolutely not, and they are costing us, and they have a chance of ruining his own legacy now, Jurgen Klopp. If we don't qualify for the Champions League this season, bye-bye Jude Bellingham, bye-bye the trajectory that we want for Klopp's second team, and back to, I don't know, Champions League every 4 or 5 seasons. It isn't good enough, and we need to put it right. The manager needs to stop playing these lads and just drop them. Just drop them, Klopp, because you'll get supported by the fans. You will. That's my take on it all, folks. I will talk to you soon. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Much love for tuning in as always. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.